So what I'm going to use to actually do this with, believe it or not, we've got the black plate as per usual. We've got the clear plate, the black mat, and the white plate. Okay, I also have a B plate from a cuttlebug. Okay, so if you have a bug, do not get rid of the machine. You might find this comes in handy. Right, what I'm going to emboss on. Anyone who knows me from the What's on Your Work Desk Wednesday will know I am cursed with foam sheeting. There's a reason for this. It will all become clear. Okay, so firstly, let's do the easy one. Alright, this is the Embossabilities by Spellbinders. So this is straightforward. Place it onto your base plate. When you are embossing, you're actually trying to force the pattern into the card and the card through the holes. Okay, so that needs to go down first, then your card on top, then use your mat and the black plate. Okay, this is what the black plate is actually intended for. So let's give this a roll through. Nice and easy, no problems. Here we go. If you are embossing mirrorboard, there's a couple of problems that can arise. Now, let's get that off. As you can see, that's a perfect emboss from the Embossabilities. When using stuff like this, you are not going to get a deep emboss. It is not possible. Okay, these masks are very, very thin. Alright, these give a hint. If you're using something like coordinations, there's just about enough to sand it back to make the pattern stand out, unless you do it on something like mirrorboard like this. Right, so that's the Embossabilities. Next, I have a touch of mica mask. Okay, this happens to be one of the gears ones. So, sheet of card. I'm going to plonk that in the middle there. There we go. Same sandwich as before. White base plate, black rubber mat, black plate. There we go. Okay. And there's the design, as you can see. Okay. So that's using your mica masks. Pronti mask. The only place I think I've seen these is Craft Superstore, I believe. But they're quite nice. Some different designs. So let's use some black pearlized and hope it picks up enough that you can see it on the camera. If not, I'll have to redo it. I haven't changed the sandwich at all. This is still the same sandwich. So if you're using masks, stuff like that, this is the sandwich that you want. It doesn't so much matter about the thickness of the card or the paper. That's really negligible in how this works at the moment. So let's have a look. Oh yeah, we've got some. Let's see. There you go. You can see that quite nicely. Okay. Is a brass stencil. Okay. So I'm going to use a small piece because I really don't want. The thing is with this, because it's an A4 platform, you can load up your base plate as much as you like. If you want to cut more than one die, provided they're all of a similar thickness, you shouldn't have any problem at all with getting as many on the plate as you can. My advice would be, if you're going to do that, use a bit of the low tack tape. Generally the purple is the best, and just make sure that nothing shifts around while you're at it. Okay, so let's have a look at this. This is such a fine and delicate stencil, as you can see there. It's actually for embossing with on parchment. It is so fine, and I mean that, it really is a very fine detail leaves out of it. I am going to pop this through, okay, but I do have some sheets that have already been distressed to give you an idea of what it looks like. Here we go. Still using exactly the same sandwich as before, which is the white plate, the black mat, and the black plate. Nothing different in this. Okay, so let's take those off. Okay, you should be able to see this quite nicely. Okay, that is 300 GSM card. It's actually punched out with a leaf shape on 300 GSM card and PVA'd onto it. If you keep these sheets as flat as possible, look after them, they last. That's not a problem. Okay, so that's done that quite nicely. When you do use something like this, or the embossabilities, you obviously can't stencil through these, alright, but what you can do is you can distress. So you have the raised, oops, there's the raised, and the debossed. I think you can just about pick that one up. Picking up on the deboss there, and the emboss there. Okay, just to highlight them for you. Right, get rid of those. And that. Right. Now, embossing with dies. I missed this and was absolutely astounded when I saw it when Sue Wilson did it. So what I'm going to do now, if I can find a piece of card that's big enough, is I'm actually going to show you, just in case you missed it in the past like me. So I have a sheet of card. Now, I do not want to cut this. Okay, this is not what I want to do. I actually want to emboss this shape into this card. Alright, white plate, put it down the opposite way to the one you would do for cutting, really, or you can turn it over and do it that way, it doesn't matter. Alright, just don't cut into it. So black mat, black plate, just roll it through. Do not cut, I don't want you to cut today. Hoping this hasn't cut through. Oh, it has a little bit. Okay. There's the emboss. Very good and clear. It has cut through slightly, but not all the way. Okay. But it does look pretty. I like that. Alright, now we come to the hard part. The hard part involves using this. If you're like me, you generally have all sorts of stuff lying around from donkeys years ago. This is a Friska's texture plate. Okay. If I was to use this in the normal way, which I'll try for you, it's easier to show. Okay, that's just some textured mirror card there. So, making the normal sandwich as you would to emboss a mask. And that's too thick. Okay, see? Too thick. Don't use that. So, take it off. this one. So now I'll just prove it's not gone through. There's the card. I'm going to use the same sandwich, but this time I'm going to use the clear plate instead of the white plate. Okay. And again, too thick. So take it out. Okay, you can see where it started to bite in and then decided, well, hey, that's too thick. So what I'm going to use now, I'm going to use the same piece of card, okay, on the plate. I'm going to use the black mat and a thin B plate from the Cuttlebug. Okay, now it will slide through automatically. And roll this one out. See. You see, it's very thin. Okay, there's hardly any real texture on there at all. So that is obviously not the one that we want to use. So if I swap them round now and use the black plate on the bottom, because the black plate is slightly thicker, okay, it's all to do with the thickness of your plates. Okay. This one should be slightly deeper than the previous. Okay. I think you can just about see the difference between those two. Well, it's quite a startling difference between them. Okay, it is not going to work if you are just going to use the clear plate, the SP plate, the rubber mat, okay, and the black plate. It will work, however, if you haven't got a Cuttlebug, don't panic. Fiskars texture plate, some more card, piece of foam, okay, you know, the funky foam type stuff that they're always trying to flog to us crafters. I think this is the only decent use I found for this stuff. Now, my sheet is slightly bigger than my Happycut, so it's going to sort of squeeze through as it goes. And you can definitely feel that that has taken. Okay. There we go. Right. So, there you go. Perfect impression. Okay, as good as the other one that I did. Alright, just a minute ago. So you now have two. So you can use funky foam to use with these Fiskars texture plates. I've just got some Cherry Lin dies, which are quite interesting, and I'm going to have a play with those, and then I'll put a video up because it looks as though they're quite complicated, the Cherry Lins, to line up properly. So I'll do another short video later to make sure that, well, once I've got it fixed in my head, be a reference for me as well then. But I hope that helps with dealing with the Happycut. I have spoken to Samuel Taylor's today. They are running down on stock at the moment, so if you want one, I would suggest you hurry up and get one. But they are in the process of ordering more as well. So it shouldn't be too long before they are in stock and available again, if you miss out this time. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go and play with my Cherry Lin dies now. Thanks.